What's up, my peeps? It's Cynthia, aka C-Flow, and welcome to my channel, C-Flow's Reality TV Talk. On this channel, I review and recap and give my opinion on some of my favorite reality TV shows. Today, we are going to discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 9, Midnight in the Chateau of Good and Evil, which is a play on one of my favorite movies. Look it up if you don't know. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's a very good movie. I think 1990s. I don't know. Just look it up. Good movie. All righty, let's get started. We start with Sheree being a part of her daughter Tiara's podcast, which is about, I think, about sex and relationships, and she talks about a sexual position that had Sheree going, okay, I don't think I want to know what my daughter knows. At least that's the impression I got. Also, Sheree's friend, Fatum, was part of the podcast as well. And while they were discussing this new sexual position, I forgot the name of it. I need to look it up though. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter received a notification about I'm sure it was a blog that stated Sheree and her boyfriend are not on speaking terms or something like that. And so her daughter was like, Mom, do you know anything about this? And someone asked who wrote that. And then Sheree was basically saying most likely Tyrone, and she started going off talking about he's broke, and just basically saying that he most likely leaked whatever this article was about. I didn't look it up because it's neither here nor there. She's done with Tyrone. After that, we go to Marlo, and she's with her nephews. So apparently she's been having some issues with the nephews, not cleaning up, not doing what she has asked of them to do, not really not doing well in school, but misbehaving in school is what I'm trying to say. And she states that it all of a sudden happened after they had that conversation with her sister that didn't go so well. And then Marlo basically says she feels like that she is failing her nephews as far as raising them. We move to Kenya. Sanya visits Kenya, and Kenya kind of asks Sanya about, her family living at the house and how, how's that working out? How does Ross feel about that? And Sanya basically said, when they're wanting to have sex, they have to sneak and do it, like do it in a car and things of that nature, like they're back in their college days. I thought that was cute, but yeah, it seems like you wouldn't get much privacy if you have, it's not that many people. I think it's just her sister, her and her mom and dad, and then her kid. Not that many people, but still, you can't really like run around naked like you want to. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how that could be a little challenging. While they're talking, Candy FaceTimes Kenya, and they ask Candy for an update regarding the security breach. As you recall, a young man hopped the fence of their community and showed up at her front door. So Candy basically said that the police told her that if the young man comes back, they can press charges, things of that nature. And then after they hung up from Candy, Sanya and Kenya discuss Drop It by Drew and how it became a little volatile between Kenya and Marlo. And Kenya is basically saying she feels like Marlo is turning on her, like it's just getting out of control. I don't know what Marlo has against Kenya. I almost feel like it's a jealousy thing. I don't know. Let me know how you feel in the comment. But it seems like to me that she's always on Kenya, and I'm not understanding why. It's a weird thing. We move to Sheree. Her friend Fatum comes to visit, and she asks, Sheree, how's she feeling about the story that broke out? And has she talked to Tyrone? Sheree says that she has blocked Tyrone, that she hasn't talked to him. She really starts to break down and cry and talk about how she feels betrayed and she feels duped and she feels stupid and all of that stuff, which I can understand feeling like that. I think we've all been there where we've been stupid for some person, some dude. I know I've been there. So yeah, I completely understand. I felt for her. You can tell she's like a G where she doesn't want to have the camera showing her crying because she's like turning her head and it seems like she doesn't really like to be comforted either. Even though Fatum was trying to hug her and everything, because she's like, "Let me go." So I think she's like one of them tough G's. I used to be like that, so I understand. And then basically Sheree is saying that, her therapist told her, her life coach told her that she needs to put herself first. And, that Tyrone wasn't even on her level, to which Fatum goes, well, we all knew that. And, Sheree's like, how come you guys didn't tell me that? You're supposed to be my friends. But anyway, they agree that he was below her level. Moving on to Drew and her mom. They meet up at a nail salon. Drew just bores me. I'm sorry. I don't even know. I said this in the last video. I don't know why she is back on the show because she bores me. But basically, she mentions that Ralph is writing a book about being a step parent and step parenting. Her mom asks if Ralph is going to adopt her Drew's son Josiah, and there was a discussion on how they expected that to happen, I guess, after they got married. I think they also mentioned that they changed Josiah's last name to Ralph's last name, whatever that is. Then Drew's mom says she talked to some prophet and she played what the prophet said to Drew, which was basically, while you're down in Atlanta, to pray. How did she put that? Oh, pray for protection over Drew and herself while in Atlanta, because there's some spiritual warfare going on in a form of a female, which was interesting. So, Drew starts thinking about who could it be? Because she's gotten into it with quite a few people on the show. And then they show pictures of all the different people she thinks it is. And then Drew brings up, I swear this woman is annoying. I don't even know why I'm whispering, but she's annoying. She brings up to her mom that Ralph talked to Sonia because Sonia's, not wanting to have another child. And Sonia said something to the effect of, you guys are not busy or something like that. And Drew, of course, blew it out of proportion. And her mom's like, well, who does she think she is saying that? And blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. As you could tell, I'm not a fan of Drew. I'm sure some of you may be. Then we moved to Marlo in a furniture shop. Sonia and Sheree show up. They asked Sheree how much she spent on her furniture. And Sheree basically says she spent $40,000 just on the furniture in her living room alone, which I think that's ridiculous. Then Sheree tells the ladies that she's planning a pajama party. Of course, Marlo wants to know who's going to be there. And Sheree says she's inviting everyone. And then Marlo starts talking crap about Kenya. Better not start nothing. I'm sick of Marlo and her little beef or whatever with Kenya myself. I mean, it's just getting out of control. And her sorry ass reads just are getting old. So I'm tired of her about that. And then Sonia basically says, well, I met with Kenya and, she's not understanding why you're starting to attack her. And then Sonia asks, Marlo, is there any way you cannot go below the belt? And of course, Marlo says no, she needs a class on that or something, which is ridiculous. But then it gets serious when Marlo says that she basically had enough and kicked her nephews out, and they are now staying with her younger sister. So, Sheree's like, there's been some times that I needed a break from my kids, but I couldn't do that. And so Sonia and Sheree are just giving her encouraging words that you're doing the best you can. We find out that the boys will be staying with her younger sister for 30 days, and hopefully Marlo can get it together by then. Hopefully she will you know, not push them away. I almost feel like she pushed them away. And I also feel like they probably felt rejected by her, and she should know better, because she's always talking about how she grew up in the foster system and how her mom, I think her mom was on drugs or alcoholic or something. And I'm sure she didn't like the way she was treated. And I'm sure she felt like people were pushing her away, or, feeling rejected. So I find it odd that she pretty much rejected her nephews, but that's for her to deal with. Then we move on to the big nine at Sheree's pajama party. Let's see. It looks like it was a fun night. Sheree really did it up with the food and the decorations, and it turns out to be a nude theme. Everyone had to wear nude pajamas. And then she has where they're going to have a painting party, which I thought was really cool, with live nude models, which was really cool. So some of the ladies arrive. Fatum pulls Candy to the side and says that she has some coochie incense. She has some coochie incense for Sheree to get rid of the bad vibes, the bad spirits, or whatever. All right, girl, you and your coochie incense. And Candy was kind of looking kind of strange too. I'm sorry. I just think that's hilarious. And to me, it seems like, based on what I'm going to talk about later, is how Sheree was sitting over the incense is like a V steam. That's pretty popular. It used to be popular. I don't hear people talking about it that much anymore, but V steams used to be is a popular thing. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. So some of the ladies, including Sonia, Sheree, Kenya, Candy, they're asking if Drew is going to show up. And Sheree says, well, I invited her, but I hadn't heard anything, and all that good stuff. So one of the ladies asks Fatum, how does she feel about Drew? So Fatum goes off on how Drew pretty much attacked her for no reason, and that she discussed the attack or the argument she had with Drew to a friend. And this friend just decided to do a background check on Ralph and Drew, and found out that they had several aliases. So, of course, she had receipts, was showing the ladies on her phone the aliases. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Candy jokes and says, well, sometimes people do that when they have bad credit, which I thought, well, it's true. But I thought that was funny. She also compared Ralph to Tommy from Martin. You ain't got no job, man. So I thought that was funny. Drew shows up, which I was like, oh. I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't like the girl. She has on the same PJs as Sheree. Now, I know who I think wore it best. I'd like for you to comment below who you think wore it best. My opinion, and it's not because I don't care for Drew, it's Sheree, because Sheree's body is banging at 40, 50. She might be in her 50s now. She looks good. And the way she paired it with that pretty bra was nice. So who wore it best? Sheree. Let's see. So the girls start to participate in the painting, and the nude models come out. There's a male and a female. And Kenya jokes, because the male, of course, his peen is showing. She jokes that apparently, or clearly, Bolo did not show up to this event. So I thought that was funny. Lisa Wu shows up. She looked like she got some work done on her face. No judgment. She just looked kind of preserved, for lack of a better word. She looked like she had some work done. Drew and Sonia are next to each other painting, and it looked like they were getting along. Of course, Drew had to bring up the whole I don't think you guys are busy thing. And Sonia was trying to explain, and then Sonia made a mistake and said something about said Drew instead of Ralph when she was trying to explain. Then Drew got her panties in a wad as usual. And Sonia walked away because I don't blame her. I would walk away. I would walk away from her as soon as she came and sit down next to me. Sorry, y'all, I don't like that girl. I just don't. Yeah. So Kenya is getting litty. And I'm telling you, I'm here for it. Like I said last time, I really like Kenya this season. She seems a little more relaxed than herself, who I think herself is. So when she was getting litty, that was hilarious. Oh my God, that was funny. Marlo and Candy end up in the bathroom, and basically Marlo starts telling Candy about how she kicked the boys out, and then she starts tearing up and all this stuff. I'm bored with that storyline, to be truthful. Yeah. Yeah. They go, oh, okay. So then we move to Kenya and Lisa Wu. And Kenya says something to the effect of, like I said, she had about 5 drinks by now. They were at the dinner table, and Kenya says, let's play a game. Whenever someone says something positive, you raise your glass and you say, ooh, what was it? Oh my God, what was it? Oh, yes, Queen. So they kind of went around the room. I think it was Kenya and someone else, maybe it was Lisa, said something positive, and everyone said, yes, Queen. Then they get to Drew, and Drew starts being petty, Penny, and doesn't say anything. She says she's very passive aggressive, is the word. And she says something that's not positive, and somebody said, no, Queen. So they said, let's go to someone else. Someone else, I don't remember who the next person was, said something positive. Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. Next thing you know, they come back to Drew, give her another chance. She does her same little petty, passive aggressive ish. Yeah, I just don't like that girl. No, I said that several times. Oh my God, I know I said that several times. Lisa seems to be litty. Well, and they all mostly seem to be litty. Fatum seemed real lit. Lisa Wu gets lit, and I really couldn't understand what her point was, but she was talking and ranting and saying, I don't expect apologies from people, and something to that effect. And then I guess Kenya was chiming in, and then Sonia was interrupting Ms. Wu because she wanted Kenya's point to be brought up to the attention of all the other ladies. And Lisa Wu got real persnickety and was like, don't interrupt me. Drew and Fatum goes back and forth a little bit, but Fatum was getting in that bootay with Drew. Kenya then brings up the aliases that Fatum's friend discovered. And of course, Drew's like, no, that's not the case. We don't have aliases, blah, blah, blah. Her and Fatum's get into it. Then Drew decides to act like Fatum doesn't exist, paying attention to her salad. Just annoying. Let's see. But Kenya was giving me life, especially when she said, I have a serious question. Is my wig on straight? Let me tell you something. That Kenya had me dying this episode. Oh my God, she gave me life. Candy and Kenya tell Sheree that they wanted her to change. So she puts on this garb that's really cute. I think it had like a little head wrap or something as well. To which Fatum comes out with the coochie incense and proceeds to just tell everyone, it's supposed to ward off bad vibes, basically. evil, bad vibes. I guess that's it. And so she tells Sheree that she needs to hover over it, like stand over it, like you do with the V steam. And the production, they were on point. They made the scene look like people were high and kind of distorted the film and everything. And again, Kenya was the MVP, was Liddy doing African dance and stuff. That was hilarious to me. Let's see. Like I said, they're pretty much all lit. Marlo gets into it with Kenya a little bit, kind of shades Kenya. Kenya's like, she is the moment, honey. She started twirling, got her face in the camera, said, I am the moment. I ain't mad at you, Kenya. And yeah, and then Marlo went to her tired ass reads about, tell Mark you're the moment, or Mark doesn't think you're the moment. Get a man, Marlo. Just get a man, because you always bringing up that shit. Excuse my French, y'all, because she's annoying to me too. Let's see. Marlo decides that she's going to announce that they're going to go away on a road trip to the Blue Ridge Mountains, which of course Kenya shades to that. Personally, my friends and I, we go to the Blue Ridge Mountains every year. It is really nice and relaxing. It's not as glamorous as going to Jamaica, which is what they're going to do. The cast is going to do later this season, but it's nice. So I just thought it was funny that Kenya was shading that. And from what I understand, I believe the people who organize the trips pay for it or part of it. I think I heard that. So I guess Marlo ain't got no money to be sending people out of the country. But I digress. Let's see. Kenya, I don't know what was going on. Kenya says she's leaving and she starts running around the house, and Drew and I think Sheree was chasing her. I'm telling you, that was hilarious. Then Kenya comes back and says the moment is back, and says one big cheer that says, yes, queen, which I thought was great. So that was pretty much it for the episode. I thought it was really a good episode. And then when they gave the preview of what's coming up for the rest of the season, looks bomb. I mean, I cannot wait, especially the She by Sheree. We've been waiting for She by Sheree for 14 years, or 12 years, 14 years. I can't wait to see how that turns out. So it looks like the episodes going forward are going to be really good. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you liked this episode. Comment below. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button so you'll know when a video is uploaded. And until next time, peace.